Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the I Can Do This All Day podcast. I am Dan, the part-time Avenger, and with me, as always, is Mark, the resident Jedi.
Hello there. We're back on our tomato revenge of the rotten bad reviews. I don't know why Rotten Tomatoes hates these movies with number 2. Before we did Gotti, that was a 0. We picked up from the 0. We couldn't do another 0. We could not subject ourselves to another 0. So we looked in the 10 to 20 range and we found a movie. Boy, howdy, did we find one that's near and dear to our hearts that we both loved. And we thought it was time to talk about it on this podcast. That is the 15% Rotten Tomatoes possible stinker. Grandma's
Boy, a Happy Madison movie, if I'm not mistaken, right? I didn't really pay too much attention to the credits, but I know that Sandler was an executive producer. So was that Happy Madison Productions? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So it's funny because with this movie, I've got an interesting origin with this movie. So when I first started working full time, this was at a place that was just a patriotic deal, just patriotic, just an incredible bargain, if you will. And the staff was relatively young and they loved this movie. Now, the staff, which I was in my early 20s, just graduated college, but I didn't really know the staff all that well. But they were fun. They were fun guys, and it was just like shenanigans all day long. And they loved Grandma's Boy. They absolutely loved it. And I watched it, and I just didn't get it at the time. So it was very interesting for me because, like, when you had mentioned, like, let's watch this, like, okay, let's give it a shot. And I had Boy.
I remember seeing it a while back. I think I was the same way. I just didn't get it. I think it's because I just, I didn't smoke enough weed at the time. Not that I smoke a bunch of weed now. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what edibles are for. But I feel like some of those jokes were a little off. And we were getting just amazing quality Happy Gilmore movies and Sandler movies at the time that you took all of the bit players from Sandler movies and put them in one movie. I think that the star power was not lacking, but not amazing. But
star power?
Yeah, no, it's just the mom from there's Everybody Loves Raymond. That's obviously that's the star power.
And Shirley Jones. That's the star power.
Yeah,
in that movie,
Shirley Jones. I mean, I guess
looking great, by the way, for a senior citizen. It seems like you were going to go a little bit more into that. It seems like you're trying to hold yourself back.
I didn't realize it was Shirley. I don't think I put 2 and 2 together when I watched this again. That it was Shirley Jones of the Partridge Family. Shirley Jones,
Stone Cold Fox, if you will, at that age. She was almost like a Helen Mirren at that point, where it was it was kind of funny to see her though. I was like, is that the lady from the Partridge Family? So I forgot that she was in that movie, and then I saw it. I was like, huh, okay.
But there is
a nice little addition.
Ton of star power in this movie, though. You've got Hawkeye's wife is in this movie.
Yeah, at the time, though. At the time, not Linda Cardellini, not a Hollywood box office draw by any means, but yeah, she was great in this movie. I loved her. Like, I feel like that would be the type of person that if I would have paid attention to the movie when I was younger while watching it, I would have been like, I want a girl like that. That's exactly what I want. Someone who likes video games but wants to go and have fun as well. Like that sounds cool. So now I totally understand why the younger people and the younger staff that was working for me at the time. So it's like, yep, that's the reasoning as to why. Just a bunch of young idiots with a very attractive chick and some pot references and stuff.
And Jonah Hill?
Yeah. That my wife didn't even recognize him in that while we were watching it. So I was like, yeah, that's Jonah Hill. That's him. That's what he used to look like.
Man, and this predates 40-Year-Old Virgin, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
And he was in that. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some pretty solid performances in this from my point of view, right? Like, just straight off the bat, I don't know how this is a 15 on the tomato meter, but I was happy to watch this again.
And I don't know, did we say what the audience rating was? But like that was
the audience
popcorn
rating
meter
is like 85. The audience rating
Ridiculous.
on this is amazing because it's a pretty good movie. But I want to figure out why the critics like really hate this movie.
We know why the critics hate it, because it's just a fun stoner movie. That's what it is. And the funny thing is, so I know exactly why I didn't get it before, is because I was not a stoner. So like I wasn't getting the references. Like, yeah, obviously I knew that, like, you know, when they drank the tea, like, oh, they're high. But at the same time, like it just didn't resonate with me. I was pretty straight edge for the most part, besides like an occasional drink here or there. So it just didn't, it wasn't in my wheelhouse or sense of humor. You know, a lot of people would talk about like Pineapple Express at the time, like, and I thought that was okay. I just didn't get it at the time, so I was like, So it's a different adult, middle-aged Dan at the moment. So I'll
Yeah.
be able to talk and observe and kind of just, you know, appreciate the different things. You know, like I'm not a big stoner, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, okay, well, I can understand references now. I understand why that is the case. So
I think the critic reviews on this are hilarious, though. Like, I don't know if you had a chance to read them. My favorite one by far was Josh Katzman from the Chicago Reader said, "The sex, fart, and pot jokes come so fast and furious that a white flag seems the most appropriate response." And I'm like, no, I want a checkered flag. I want it to keep going.
Bitch.
Green flag.
What's his name?
Joshua.
What's the guy's name again?
Joshua's a bitch.
He's a bitch. I will say that to your face, but you could be a friend of the podcast if you'd like.
Yeah, no, come on. Tell us why.
Yeah,
Tell us why you hate sex, fart, and pot jokes. Like, what?
Isn't that like the American dream right there? I think
America.
like
America.
Jesus. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, God damn it. America. That's what America was built on. Sex, fart, and drug jokes. That's what it was.
That's it.
Jesus.
Man.
What any other critic comments that you got over there?
Nathan Raymond from the AV Club said hilarity fails to ensue in the workplace or at home, in spite of the late introduction of a fighting driving monkey.
I kind of like the AV Club, but that's just unfortunate. That's an inaccurate review, I think.
Yeah, I was really surprised that the critics really killed this. Like, I don't understand it. And then you realize, oh, they do this with all stoner movies, don't they? Like,
it is like a,
just the way,
right? Yeah, I mean, I would imagine, like, let's do a test right here. Very rarely do I say, like, pause, let's Google something right now, but I'm going to venture out and say Pineapple Express has a very similar Rotten Tomatoes rating. Let's see here.
I'll look. Yeah, you look up Pineapple Express. I'll talk to you about the one that my mind goes through first, and that's Half Baked. And Half Baked has a 28% critic review. Like,
okay,
they think Half Baked is better than Grandma's Boy, and I don't know that I agree with that.
Okay, my mind is blown right now.
Oh, Pineapple Express probably has a good review, right?
Pineapple Express has a 68%.
Wow.
On Rotten Tomatoes, and a 73% popcorn meter.
So I'm with the fans on this, because the fans rank these movies Grandma's Boy, Half Baked, Pineapple Express, whereas the critics rank them Pineapple Express, Half Baked, Grandma's Boy. Full flip. And I agree with that. I don't dislike Pineapple Express, but James Franco
But Danny McBride.
Danny McBride is the reason that the movie's good. But James Franco. I mean, I would take Jim Brewer over James Franco, because I would take Half Baked. Harlan Williams
I highly enjoyed
over James Franco.
That was a good. I enjoyed Half Baked. I would say I enjoyed Half Baked more so than the other three. I think it would be Half Baked, and then Grandma's Boy, and then Pineapple Express. Yeah, I don't know. But I also like, this is before Chappelle's Show. I really like Chappelle's character, and just a lot of the jokes hit better with me on that one. So.
I mean, Chappelle is obviously the best actor in any of those movies.
Nah. Bob Saget, son. Bob Saget was the best in all of those.
Yes. I forgot about that part.
That was the best. Bob Saget, R.I.P. Gosh, such a great cameo in that movie. I still quote that to this day.
I've seen him.
Oh God. So going else down the list of this movie here. So let's kind of go down some of the fun little facts about this. So obviously produced by Adam Sandler. This was the first one that I realized like Adam Sandler just isn't acting in movies. He's producing them as well. So I was like kind of confused. Like I was my expectations, my 21-year-old self or 22-year-old self was thinking like if it was an Adam Sandler had something to do with it, will be probably pretty good. But I didn't know any of the actors with the exception of Shirley Jones and the mom from Everybody Loves Raymond, but I wasn't like a huge show or fan of that show anyways. So I was kind of disappointed. I was like, why didn't he just star in it? It probably would have been a whole lot better. But
I mean, you know Alan Covert, but you only know Alan from Sandler movies. It's like they took the full cast of the Sandler movie minus Sandler and put it out there. Spade was in it.
That was a pretty good cameo.
Yeah, Spade had a good cameo. Oh man, who's his other sidekick? Why can't I think? Schneider was in it. Little Robbie Schneider was in this. Nick Swardsden was in it. Even Kevin Nealon got in on the fun.
Yeah.
Feeling the flow, riding the bull.
Great. But Spade as the vegan waiter, it was just kind of, it's like so ridiculous, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. So that movie was like a box office bomb, right? I didn't know that it came out in theaters. Did you?
No, I did not see this until it was on some level of video or something. I mean, it came out in 2015. No. It had to have been a little. It was released to streaming in 2015. It came out in 2006.
Yeah.
So yeah, this would have been a blockbustery kind of thing for me, or maybe Netflix early. This was one of those movies that was streaming on Netflix early because nobody had to pay a lot to stream this movie.
Apparently one of the most stolen movies ever. And I think Swartzen had talked about it on a podcast or maybe even in a stand-up special as well. But it's just funny that that's the movie that people would steal all the time and never return is Grandma's Boy. Because you would think that there would be some other like big box office smash, but no, it's the stoner movie that gets stolen a lot. So that was kind of fun.
I've got to think that this was like not readily available a lot. Like, was this in $5 bins at Walmart right away, or because it was such a small? It was Happy Madison at the time was a small studio, and I don't think there was a big studio behind it. Was it? Was there?
I mean, Happy Madison. Right, so that's was that the production company?
Yeah, it was. It was a 20th Century Fox, but I mean,
you're talking about studio. I'm sorry, my mistake. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, I wasn't really seeking that movie out, and I thought it was just like overrated. But I totally understand as to why people would enjoy this movie. It's just a lot of fun, and a lot of nerd culture references and just our generation type of references as well. But at the time that I saw this movie, I just wasn't partaking in those particular things of that generation. So it was just like, okay, I was the fuddy-duddy, I guess.
Yeah, watching this again was a treat, though. I think that all of the characters were so over the top, it was great. Like just watching the beginning with Nick Swardsden and his car bed. And they're talking about
they're
going to give me some rims for Christmas.
Yeah,
and then then they steal the scene from Fast Times but they include the doll for some reason. He steals.
That was hilarious. I was watching this with my wife, and she's like, "What the hell?" And I'm laughing so hard.
It's so funny though.
And then he turns the doll around, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, this is so ridiculous." I have personally never done anything like that, but seeing it on screen is so funny because there's people out there that they've gone to extreme measures to pleasure themselves, and listen, I don't know that an action figure or doll would make that happen, but hey man, you do you if you want. It was funny, entertaining.
I've got to think they don't make dolls like that if there's not a market for them.
guess.
That's
I
all
don't
I'm
know if
saying.
that's the intent. That's not the intent, though. There's people make dolls to actually physically do stuff to them. I don't know if they're making those dolls to, rub one out to, and then
People are strange.
inadvertently come on someone's mom. Oh my
I
God.
loved how that was a Fast Times like reference in there too. It was just like, that's funny. That's just funny. But the movie had so many like just solid, just good jokes in it, and it kept rolling for me at least.
Loved. Yeah. I mean, like, I love the gaming culture references. It's just the fact that, like, these old dudes or older dudes that are working at this video game company, all the young guns just try and go after him, and they just keep on kicking the shit out of him and everything. It's like, I find that highly comical. And there's a few times where
what's the game
dad,
though? What is it that you're untouchable on?
Unstoppable, like the
fighting
Tekken games. Yep. Mortal Kombat, when I really want to turn it on, untouchable. At least to him, like, I'm not a great Mortal Kombat player, but I know, like, if I want to just infuriate him, I'll just have a strategy. Right? Because, like, he doesn't understand the strategy aspect of gaming, especially when it comes to fight games and everything like that. So he's like, you're just spamming the same moves. I was like, dude, that's what that is. Like, you do that to win. And, like, if you see, like, video game competitions
and just low kicks a bunch of times, aren't you?
Oh, okay. This isn't working. I'm just going to go old school and then just sweep.
You're the guy that picked Blanca on Street Fighter just to shock him a bunch of times.
Street Fighter, I'm also pretty untouchable at. Like, when I really, it's any of those fighting games, I have a very clear, distinct advantage.
Yeah, my son only plays Mario Kart now, but he's like, why don't you let me win? I'm like, no, don't think so, buddy. That's not happening.
Yeah. Builds character and complexes.
I mean, when we were that age, and this is relevant because of the video game aspect and what you just talked about. Our video games, we couldn't get past the second level. And if we died 3 times, we had to start over.
So I saw this in a video that I'm not sure if it's 100% accurate, but did you know that there's a way that you could restart Super Mario Brothers from the level that you died at after you lose all your lives?
I saw something that it was like some kind of code in holding something.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I've never tried it. I don't believe it. I think it's bullshit just to piss us off.
A big Super Mario Brothers. I think I only did the turtle shell cheat once where you could get like all the lives and everything like that. But I was never a big fan of that. Super Mario 2, I'm a big fan. Super Mario 3, all that cheat code out, let me know. Or not even a cheat code, but does that continuation thing work? Because I'm super curious.
I mean, the internet says it works. If you hold down A at the game over screen and then just push start, start from level 1 of level 1 of the level you were at. But
I will. I do have one of those like knockoff little Nintendo things with like all the games on it. So maybe I'll try it. Maybe that'll work on that. I don't know if it's still the same programming, but I'll give it a shot.
I like it.
But
and then you could just frustrate your kids by getting them to try and play that Mario and get past any level.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them play the first Ninja Turtles game. Have them try and get through the water.
I hated that level. I never got past that level.
Never? Oh.
I actually, I got past it, but at that point, all my turtles were pretty much dead.
Yeah, you got one turtle,
and you're
just
Raphael.
trying to drive the turtle van around and find missiles. It's nuts.
I had Raphael as the last one because we all know that he was the worst one out of all of them.
The worst. But you know what? Yeah. That was winning that game for me as a kid. I'm like, got past the water. Next game.
Yeah, man. But did you ever play Dance Dance Revolution? Just because that's one of the scenes in the movie where the one of the young video game testers are like, I'm gonna get this guy, and they puts on Dance Dance Revolution. So I had that for PlayStation, but I was never like super great at it. I was okay, like, like I'd play like the average difficulty or whatever, but I don't know. Were you ever a fan of that game?
I was more Guitar Hero than Dance Dance Revolution. I played on expert level at one point.
Ah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean,
but not a Dance Dance Revolution. I don't know if you know this about me, Dan. I'm not a very good dancer.
You didn't have to be a good dancer. You just needed to stamp your foot on some shit, you know? Like, that's the thing. Like, I think
You'd
there was like
think
a South Park episode to where it's like, you know, it's like, I can dance really well. And like, they're just doing Dance Dance Revolution, like stamp moves or whatever like that. But I don't know. It's,
yeah, you'd think that somebody that grew up with the power pad would be good at Dance Dance Revolution. Did not translate for me.
did you like the video game setting for everything? Did it seem like, were you like, oh, this, I can totally relate to this because we're close to what I would think that that guy's age was, and yet we're still in our youth of trying to hold on to stuff with like video games and stuff like that.
I feel like the office vibe in this is the office vibe of a bunch of people like that don't understand corporate structure and leadership, and they're just going off one guy that's presenting something, and like the robot guy JP, which is still hilarious to me. It's
Really?
like
Okay.
it's so funny because he's so awkward and it's just great. Like the guy you never want to score obviously can never score, and it's a good thing. But like feel like they told him he has to get people to test it. Like he thinks, you know, so it's just a bunch of dudes that want to go in. And that was a dream job for the longest. Like when we were kids, who didn't want to just like be the Nintendo tester, like, and go do that job? And I have no idea how you would have got that,
Yeah.
but I would
I
do
wonder
that
if
job.
I wonder if that's as big of a thing still. Like I assume that it is, but I just don't know like with the age of AI, can they just like have an AI program like find a way that this programming on this video game does not work? Like
I mean, it seems
I
like a
wonder.
lot of titles launch and then just release a bunch of patches
Right, yeah,
because
that too. That too.
Because at this time when this came out, like, online gaming was not nearly as big, right? And, like, when we came up in video game testers, like, if Nintendo had a game that was broken when you got to the last level, you couldn't just download an update. It was done.
I still don't understand the patches in video games. I don't get it, but whatever.
Well, they
I
just
guess
change a thing.
yeah, I know they change it, but I guess I just because I'm not in that wheelhouse of knowledge of video games and programming, it's like, how do I hear your voice out of my cell phone? I don't understand how it travels so many miles away and it's instantaneous that I hear it. So it's just one of those things that I'm kind of confused about. It's like the what's it? Phil Hartman caveman lawyer skit where it's like, I'm just a simple caveman. I don't know. When you bring out fire, I get all scared. But yeah, I don't know, man.
That's funny.
The movie itself, I'm having a good time. I feel like, you know, Linda Cardellini was great in it, and seeing her as a blonde was kind of like, huh, oh yeah, that's definitely Velma and Hawkeye's wife. It was kind of interesting to see that. But JP, that character, I was just like, I didn't like it then, and I didn't like it now. I appreciate it more now, but at the same time, like, gosh, he does a good job of making that character unlikable, and I guess that just stays pretty steady with what I thought about when I first viewed this in 2006.
Yeah, no, the I would agree 100%, but you know the character's supposed to be unlikable and you understand the trope so much now. And I think you just identify with the fact that Homeboy just doesn't give a shit. Like there are people like that people who have worked as long as we have like know somebody like this at a job who thinks they're really important and thinks that they do everything great and is smarter than everybody else and they're just like, "Fine, bro. I don't give a shit. Do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm gonna leave here and feel really good about myself when I go to do the things I do. You are not, and I'm sorry about that."
The overall movie, you know, with the Rotten Tomatoes score, is this and I'm gonna ask you to read between the lines. Is this a bad movie? Legitimately, like putting biases aside and entertainment factors aside of like, oh, I like Nick Swartzen and Jonah Hill, whatever. Like, is it a bad movie?
So I'm gonna answer that question by pulling a reference from a previous episode. Gotti, which we watched that is a 0 Rotten Tomatoes score, that had an completely broken story that had no progression and no anything. This has a story, it progresses, and it's funny. And it follows a trope that we understand, and it gets it done. So is it a bad movie? No, it's just not a mainstream Marvel giant, it's not a for awards movie. It's just a movie.
I honestly, I don't know what the plot was. I really don't know. And I don't know if there's even really a resolution to it, I guess. That, I'll talk about that towards the end of the episode, but I just was curious about that when I was asking that to you. So I think it's comparatively speaking to like Gotti, just because that's so on the same topic. Like, yeah, Gotti was all over the place.
It's still burning a hole in my brain.
It was just a mashup of TikToks. That's what that movie was.
I want that hour and 46 minutes back.
This is a different version of mashed up TikToks, but it somehow works. So that's what I think. But were you kind of disappointed that Adam Sandler had no cameo or anything in it?
I think that added to the charm of the movie. That this was an ensemble without like a fervent lead that you were expecting to carry the whole movie. Because I think the best part of a lot of the Sandler movies are the supporting actors who make it great. Happy Gilmore 2, Bad Bunny was hilarious in that movie. He made it better. I don't think it would have been as good without Bad Bunny. So if you think about it, and all of these other actors in this movie have made Little Nicky, The Water Boy, Happy Gilmore, all of those movies funny and good. So now you're giving them the opportunity to go out and do the thing. This reminds me a lot of like a Super Troopers, where there's no like, it's a true ensemble. There's not like one guy carrying it all. And I like that. I dig that because it just is, it's the kind of movies I wish were still common. You'd always get a couple of these every year in the 90s and the early 2000s. We're just starting to get them back now because it just wasn't, nobody would put money towards it because there wasn't a direct line to revenue like there was with a movie like this, that even if it didn't do great in the box office, it killed on DVD.
Okay.
Or were you disappointed Sandler wasn't in it?
Yeah. When I first initially watched it on this one, I obviously knew that Sandler wasn't in it, but like when I saw, the Happy Madison production thing when I first watched it when I was 20 something, I was like, Happy Gilmore, where's Billy Madison? Where is he? Like, what's he doing? Like, he should be in this. He should star in this freaking movie. Yeah. But now, obviously, knowing he's not in it, it's no big deal. But I think, for this movie to be made today, I don't know if there's anything like really close in terms of like comparatively speaking, if there's like a not millennial, but new millennium type of comparison to like what this would be like in today, 2026. Can you think of anything that might be even remotely close to it?
The Job is the part that fluctuates. Like what could it be? But it could be so much. I think you could get there. I'm having a problem like just coming up with the tag or the specific piece, but that's because I'm not. This is a millennial movie, right? This is made for those early millennials who were nearly 30 when it came out, and the
Really?
Gen Xers. What?
I would have said it was like for the younger, like almost borderline better half of millennials, or like just on the cusp of a new generation. I don't know. Maybe that's just what I was thinking, because I am an older millennial and I just didn't get it at the time, but I also didn't,
Yeah, I
smoke
thought it
pot
was
or
made
anything.
for like Gen X and older millennials.
Really? Okay.
And it was
All
more
right.
Gen X revolting against the millennial boss because, like that's what I saw. But, if they did it now, it would be millennials revolting against a Gen Z boss. And what is that? Like, I want to be in the office all the time. Why are we? I don't want to work from home.
Yeah, right.
No, we're going to go to a happy hour and get drunk. Like it's not, I don't know. We're not going to have zero alcohol beer at this mixer. Like I don't know what there's not as much of a clash, in my opinion, between the millennial generation and the Gen Z generation. There's like, the fight is not as visceral as the bullying of Gen X and and millennials.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What else do you want to talk about with the movie? I feel like there's so many characters in it. I just don't know any of their freaking names, but I know Dante the drug dealer was hilarious to me. I always like him in any of the Sandler movies just because it's just, I don't know if you saw Bucky Larson. I can't remember the actual name of it. It was like former porn star Bucky Larson or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny where he plays the same guy in almost every one of the movies. And so I wonder if he's just like that in real life. I don't know.
Peter Dante. His name is Peter Dante, and he played a character named Dante.
Yeah.
I love it. Honestly, I enjoy him in Mr. Deeds as well. I thought he was funny. That I like him in all of the Sandler movies. I wish he was still doing more. I thought he have a falling out.
I don't know
with Sandler because he
sure.
hasn't done anything since Grown Ups 2.
Maybe, I don't know. No idea. Man.
Yeah,
no idea.
I think he made some angry comments, but he was always funny. I think all these guys are funny, and this movie works for me. And I think the twist of Grandma being the video game tester worked. I thought it was just funny. Like it made it, kind of wholesome in a good way.
Did anything Martha you?
So the JP used to Martha me with this movie, right? Like Robot Boy
Same.
used to bother me.
Yeah.
But now it's
totally
it's just somebody that's trying too hard and has no self-confidence. And I just like see the mental health problems that are there. And I'm just like, poor guy. But yeah, no, nothing really Martha'd me about this, which is like awesome, I guess. It's not a movie I could watch with my kid for a minute, right? Like, so it's one of those, it's kind of like a Porky's-esque level of inappropriate funny, which I like. Miss that. I miss that we don't get those anymore. So yeah, no Martha. Zero Marthas for me. Did anything Martha you?
Nothing. I totally agree with you. JP used to Martha me, and I hate his character still, but at the same time, like, there's nothing that I was just like vehemently enraged by. So no, all good on my end.
So on this end, I think that you would agree that this movie does not deserve to be a 15% Rotten Tomatoes movie.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I would agree with like a 45% maybe. Just because of the audience. This is not a mainstream movie by any means. So
this is not Lincoln. It's not.
I would settle for a 45% Rotten Tomatoes score on this.
Yeah, but can you believe that those scores are almost 70 points apart?
It's a lot.
Hypocrisy.
It's a lot.
Hypocrisy is strong.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. So, but hey, that's not only is this podcast just the core of hypocrisy, but apparently so is the movie critic industry.
I mean, that's what they get paid for, right? To be just hypocrites.
Well, that brings me to the final question that I have for this. When it comes to the cult classic, most stolen movie from Blockbuster, Grandma's Boy, can you do this movie all day?
Absolutely. I haven't watched it. I hadn't watched this movie in a while, and I forgot how good it was. So yeah, I was stoked to watch it. It doesn't have to be a gripping drama. It can just be a stupid ass movie, and it's just does that, and it's funny. So I enjoy it. It is a thumb up for me. Am I watching it all the time? No, but I mean, is it something that I'd watch every year and just kind of go back to? I think so. I'm in it. But it doesn't matter if I'm in it. It matters what we both think. So flipping it around to the captain of our hypocrisy wagon here, Captain Dan. Can you do Grandma's Boy all day?
So the fact that Linda Cardellini is in this, and she is just an adorable gem, along with Shirley Jones, who plays like a better version of a, like almost a Sex in the City type of character, a person of that age. Oh man, yeah. So she was so much fun. Just a lot of fun in this movie, and a lot of great references, a lot of great quotes, a lot of ridiculous, almost like skits in this movie, especially with the doll and the bathroom scene. Like it's so funny to me. But I will say that when it comes to like the I can do this all day factor of everything, I can't do it all day. It's not a bad movie. I enjoy it. It's just, of all the Happy Madison movies, I would watch probably like maybe 9 or 10 of those movies over this one. So
9 or 10?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of them that I'd watch over this. So that's where it's like the rewatchability. It's been, God, like 20 years since I've seen this. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But at this time, it's just like, yeah, I'm good for like another 5 years. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it as when my boys get to an age that I feel like it's okay to watch this movie with them, or they feel comfortable with watching the movie with me because of all the crude humor and everything. But yeah, I'm not rewatching this, which is a big, big factor in if I could do this all day. So yeah, not for me in terms of that. It's not a bad movie. I enjoy it. If you talk to me about it, yeah.
I need to take a minute on that 10 better Happy Madisons. I've got the list of Happy Madison movies, and I need to know above or below Grandma's Boy. We're just going to rapid fire the list. You ready?
Yeah.
Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo.
Above, all day.
Little Nicky.
No.
Joe Dirt.
All day.
The Animal.
All day.
Really?
Yeah. It was funny. It was funny.
Mr. Deeds.
No.
Master of Disguise.
No. Surprisingly, no.
8 Crazy Nights.
All day.
The Hot Chick.
It's me, Jessica. All day. All day.
Anger Management.
No.
Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Yeah, all day.
First Dates.
All day.
Longest
That might
Yard.
be the highest. All day.
Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo.
All day.
Then Grandma's Boy. The Benchwarmers.
No.
I liked Click.
It was a
Reign
better movie.
Over Me. What?
It was a better movie. Like an actual movie. It was a better movie. But
it was a better movie, but yeah. Reign Over Me.
I never even heard of that. I don't know who's in that.
Don Cheadle, Adam Sandler.
What?
It's a tearjerker. It's a good movie.
Oh, I do. I saw a clip of it.
It's
okay.
the one where
that's a Happy Madison production.
The Happy Madison movie.
All right, gotta put on my list to watch it then.
Yeah, Reign Over Me, solid movie. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, all day.
Strange Wilderness.
Strange Wilderness falls in the same category as Grandma's Boy. It's fun, but I'm not gonna do it all
I'm
day.
okay with that. Because Strange Wilderness is funny.
It's fun. It's very funny. It's very funny, but it's not something that I could do all day. No.
Okay. Zohan.
Well, fuck yeah.
Yeah, Zohan's great.
So good.
The rest of this list is stuff like The House Bunny and Paul Blart and Grown Ups. Like
I would say even like The Other Missy was great.
The Other what?
The Other Missy. I think that's a Happy Madison production. That's with David Spade.
No,
it's not.
Ah, fuck. It's not on this list.
Okay, well,
but no, you gave me a good 10. Touche.
Yeah,
touche on that one. Strange World. Zohan is so good, so underrated.
Yeah. That was a surprise to me. Zohan was a surprise, but
yes.
Well, another great Rotten Tomatoes exploration because the hypocrisy is strong with movies, and of course, the hypocrisy is strong with this podcast. But that wraps it up for this episode. I am Dan, the Part-Time Avenger. That's Mark, the Resident Jedi.
Let us know what you think. Does this live up to the 15 or the 85 like we think? Hit us up on all the socials at I Can Do This All Day. Like, subscribe, give us your angry comments, and Dan will respond to them with positive things, always.
We will see you next time, everyone.